In this beautiful world, color, texture, things are happening all the time. And there are mountains and waterfalls and snow-capped hills and ocean and desert and rainforest and people and beautiful flowers and vegetations and animals. And sadly, there is also suffering and sickness and aging and decay and then death. We don't like to face sadness. We don't like to face suffering. All of us like to have happy, joyful time and enjoying sensual pleasures. Now, this universe, this world, is operating in which nothing is static. Nothing is just still. Just see, if my blood flow becomes still, I will have a paralysis and maybe heart attack and die. It is not static, anything. The air that you breathe, you have to breathe it out. The water that you drink, it has to go out. Food that you eat, it has to go out. In the world, look carefully. And the beautiful things are, those who are gaining maximum are the people who are giving maximum. Look at a flower. A flower does not appreciate its own beauty. A flower does not smell its own fragrance. A fruit tree, learn from the nature, fruit tree does not eat its own fruit. A beautiful fountain does not drink its own water. River doesn't drink its own water. Now, this dynamic exchange of giving and taking is it's called cause and effect. I had shared with you all the law of giving, the second law of success. And the third law is the effect of karma, work, good work. Cause and effect. If I plant an apple seed, mango is not going to come out of it, only apple will come. So what I throw up, anything I throw up, it is going to come down. Same way, what I give out, what I push out, throw out, or kindly give out, it's going to come back to me. If I give bitterness, hatred, anger, jealousy, finding fault, that is what is going to come back to me. If I find, on the other hand, harmony, peace, no fault finding, even for the worst people, but uplift them, then that kindness, love, and absolute freedom will come back to you. A beautiful story to tell you, I'm sharing that story time. You all have read about Janak Maharshi, the famous epic of Ramayana, Sita's father. And one monk came to Janak Maharshi one day and said, Maharaj, monk, he's a sannyasi himself. I was just thinking, and Janak is an emperor as well as a Maharishi, a great teacher. This monk comes and says, what is it? Why some people get everything, or some people get most of the good things, and some people are all the time suffering and not getting anything? What is it? What is the reason? The monk goes on to say, Maharaj, you are a Maharishi and you are an emperor, both. You are owner of this kingdom, no shortage. On top of that, you are the father of Sita, the divine mother of the universe. As per the Ramayana, Sita is the divine mother, reborn as Sita, as a human lady. And you are also, Maharaj, you are also the father-in-law of God himself, Rama. Rama is considered the God, no? As per the epics of Ramayana, Sita is Divine Mother, Rama is God. How? You've got everything. Janak Maharshi said very calmly, honestly, I do not have the answer. I do not know. Let me meditate on it. I'll think about it. Now that night, Janak Maharshi got a dream. And in his dream, he saw one monk is telling him, you have this question, how come you have everything? Do you want to know about it? Then tomorrow morning when you get up, you start walking towards west. And it may take 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours. And then you will meet one yogi who's eating dry leaves. Only dry leaves, nothing else. He will know your question. He will know the answer. Janak Maharshi being very sincere, next day morning he got up, got ready, and he started walking. Walked and walked and walked. Near sunset, almost 12 hours he was walking. And he found one yogi sitting down, pile of dry leaves, and he's eating dry leaves. Can you imagine? As Janak Maharshi came, the yogi said, you are Maharaj Janak Maharshi. I know your question. I have the answer, but I cannot tell you. You have welcome to rest here today. Tomorrow morning, start walking towards north and you will find the answer. You will meet another yogi who is eating ash, fire ash, ash from fire, eating that ash. He will know the answer to your question and the question itself. The next day Maharaj got up, he rested. Luckily he didn't have to eat only leaves. He ate normal food with the yogi and set off towards north. Whole day, towards the evening, he saw one yogi sitting under a tree and he had a pile of ash on his side and he was eating ash. Terrible, no? But these stories give us such powerful meaning. Use them, think about it. Dear friend, my colleagues, my parent, my children, my teachers, remember these stories. These stories laid down by Vedanta for us to learn from it. As he approached, the yogi eating ash said, Maharaj, I know you, I know your question. I have the answer, but I cannot give it to you. You have to walk towards east. You can rest tonight, go tomorrow morning. Maharaj, next day, he didn't have to eat ash, he ate normal food. Yogi gave it to him. They're yogis, no? They can do anything. And yet he's eating dry leaves and eating ash. Why? Maharaj was wondering. Anyway, he didn't ask out of politeness. Next morning he got up and started walking towards east. Imagine, he's walking towards east. And the sun rises from the east and sets in the west. And I'm going to the east. So it became darker and darker faster. If he was walking towards west, it will be darker little later because he's facing the sun towards the end of the day. Here in the morning of the day, he's going towards sun. And that eating ash yogi had said, you will meet a newborn baby. That baby will talk to you and will give you the answer. Maharaj went and towards the sunset time, he came across a village and he asked them, is there a young baby born here? And they said, yes, our head, panchayat leader like our 2 days, our head of the village, he has got a son. So Maharaj Janak Maharshi went to the head of the panchayat, the leader of the village, and he said, please come and bless my son. He's just born. So as he went, he closed the door behind him, told the father, I need to talk to him. Father allowed. Janak Maharshi, great guy. Otherwise, with a baby mommy and daddy, he will not let go, no? Anybody to stay alone. But he is Janak Maharshi, so he was allowed. And as he closed the door, the young boy, just not even 1 day old, few hours old, started talking to Maharaj. Just imagine a baby talking. He said, Maharaj, I know your question. I have the answer and I will give it to you. He said, do you know, in this village, long time ago, there was an old family in which husband died. Young mother had 4 sons. 4 sons. Elder one about 12, younger one next to that was 10, next to that was 8, next to that was 5. 12, 10, 8 and 5. They were very poor. They didn't have enough food to eat. Mother somehow manages something to give every day, some food to eat to the children. The mother went, begged and got a little bit of wheat. With that little wheat flour, she made 4 chapatis. And she gave one to the 12-year-old, one to the 10-year-old, one to the 8-year-old, and one to the 5-year-old. She didn't take herself. Whatever her share, she put it into the other chapati. Now, as the boys were going to eat, suddenly another knock on the door, and they all looked at the door, and the door opened, and a tall man walks in. And he said, I'm very hungry, give me something to eat. Mother said, sir, I would love to give you, but I don't have any food. I could get little wheat flour, I've given it to my sons. I've already given them. So it is their choice now. So please ask my eldest son. He goes to the eldest son and says, I'm very hungry. Will you give me your chapati, your roti to eat? The eldest son said, if I give it to you, what am I going to eat? Am I going to eat dry leaves? So the visitor, he was very, very upset, sad. He didn't say anything. He went to the second boy, 10-year-old. I'm very hungry. I want to eat something. Will you give me your chapati? The second one said, I'm very hungry too. And if I give it to you, what am I going to eat? Dry ash? The visitor was not happy. Then he went to the third one, who was 8-year-old. He said, I'm very hungry. I want to eat something. Give me your chapati. The 8-year-old said, if I give it to you, I'm also very hungry. I've not eaten for many days. I'm going to die. Notice what they said. Exactly that is what is happening. The elder one is eating dry leaves. Second one is eating dry ash. And the third one said, Maharaj, every time I'm born, I die in the same day. And I again take birth. And this is what is happening in my life. I am born and I die in the same day. The Maharaj began to understand, make the connections. And then the young boy said, Maharaj, the fourth boy, who was 5-year-old, the moment the visitor went and said, I'm very hungry, I want to eat your chapati. Before he could complete, the young boy had given that chapati. With a gentle smile. No statement, nothing, just give it to him. Before he could even ask. He was possibly hearing him asking others. The visitor was very happy. He ate and left. That baby boy who's taking birth and dying, he said, Maharaj, you were that fourth boy. And that is why anything that you had in your mind, the wishes, all your wishes are fulfilled. You are a Maharaja, you are a Maharishi, you are Param Gyani, very knowledgeable. You are the father of the mother of the universe. You are the father-in-law of God Himself. Think, cause and effect. If I throw up this pen, it will come down. If I give out something, it is going to come back. So, those of us want happiness, give happiness to other people. Those of us want knowledge, wisdom, jnanam danena vardate, give knowledge to other people. Those of us want money, give money to other people. You will say, all of us say, when I have enough, then I'll give. Some of us give pretty good, but not enough. We need to give. And beauty is, you know what is beauty on this treatment and the story? The more you give, the more comes to you. Anything that you send out is going to come back to you. If you want love, give love to people. So, you have a beautiful journey. Make out your principles. Always keep smiling. Give it to people. You have a beautiful life ahead. And my prayers are for you, for your parents, and for your friends and colleagues, and your teachers too. Bye-bye.